Thank you, Ruth. Well, hello, my name's David McNally. I'm Head of Experience of Care with NHS England and NHS Improvement. Delighted to be here, missing being physically in the space that we would normally be in together. Absolutely something in my calendar that I always look forward to. Just there's so much rich learning that we can get from what we hear on in the awards. I can't be with you all week. I'm actually on leave for a big chunk of the week, so I'm going to miss quite a bit of it. But I just think there's something for me that's really important about the opportunity to just step outside the day job and really focus on this great practice and celebrate the great work that people have done. I just wanted to kind of reflect in some ways on the shared journey that we've been in, however long you've been in the kind of roles that you're in. I suppose in some ways it kind of goes back to Darcy in 2008 when patient experience was first identified as one of the three elements of quality. And if you think back really over what's happened, we've come a very long way, and obviously it will be different in different places, but I think the extent to which patient experience is in a silo has shifted a lot in most places. I think patient experience is much more embedded in a lot of the clinical work now, and becoming much more embedded in a lot of quality improvement work. We used to characterise what we did, I think, in many ways as collecting feedback and not doing a great deal with it. And I think we've come an awful long way on that journey. And I think as you've begun to hear in some of the presentations, the ones that I've heard this morning, that really just collecting the feedback and even doing something with it ourselves is not quite enough, that actually those real direct partnerships with patients, in just the way you've just heard from colleagues in Leicester, I think is exactly the kind of direction that we need to go in. And I just to reinforce something that Ruth just said, I do think whilst we've been forced into a position of doing things virtually, for a lot of patients and carers, it can be a lot easier to participate if we're doing it virtually, in all sorts of ways. So it is a real opportunity for us to grasp and to make the most of. I just want to say thank you to Ruth and Louise for what you do in bringing this together. I just think it's just such an important opportunity to share and to celebrate what is good, and that it's valuable for others to hear about. So thank you for what you do, because I think we all benefit enormously from that. Just a couple of things I think about where we are now. I mean, COVID is obviously changed everybody's world completely. I think it's interesting that Hannah was talking earlier about social determinants, and I think one of the obvious things about COVID is it has shone that light on health inequalities and social determinants in a way that many people have wanted to previously, but that has now begun to happen in a much more systematic way. But also people have found fantastic opportunities to think about improving people's experience, but also just thinking about new ways of having partnerships with people with lived experience. I think there's a very long list of things that many of you will have been involved in doing in the last 6 months, new things that people have done, opportunities that you've taken to really to think much more about person-centred care than people necessarily have time to do before. I won't go through the list, it's very long, but I think what I'd end by saying, Rick, is I'm really looking forward to next year's awards, because I think what we'll hear about is some fantastic work that's gone on up until now in the pandemic, and will continue to go on. And sharing that in a year's time will be, I think, a very rewarding experience. So thank you for inviting me. It's good to be here, and I hope the rest of the awards go well.